The deployment manager plays a very critical role in the deployment of new enterprise applications in the WebSphere environment. So at the core of the deployment manager is going to be an administrative process. So we have a web application that's browser-based that we're going to be utilizing here that's going to allow us to install and deploy new enterprise applications. Later on we'll be talking about how to do it through a series of different kinds of script files. But right now we're going to be logging into the admin machine using the web browser, going to a particular web address, either 9060 or 9043 if it's an SSL address. And what we're going to need here is we're going to need a new EAR file. We're going to need a new enterprise application file. So the developer is going to provide this particular EAR file to us, or we're going to create one using the ASTK toolkit. And then we're simply going to take this particular file in, run it through a particular wizard here, and pull out the updates that we're going to need to apply. So we're going to be inputting these particular updates from this EAR file, and we want to apply those particular updates against our master configuration file set. So the deployment manager has a cell-wide series of XML configuration files that we're going to use to manage the deployment environment, the deployment information for our environment. So applications are just another one of those many different types of deployment characteristics that we can have available to us. So we need to take those changes, we need to propagate them. So remember that running below us can be multiple physical nodes. We might have more than one physical node now that we need to apply these updates against. So let's say we've got a node down here, node A. Node A happens to have and is going to require updates because the application itself is going to be deployed to node A. So we need to have this node agent. So remember, the job of the node agent is to communicate with the deployment manager. So we have to start the node agent process first on that particular physical box. Its job is to manage its configuration series, its configuration set. So anything that's running on this particular machine, the node agent is going to be responsible for. So the application itself that we happen to be deploying, its various component pieces, will need to be either updated or they'll need to be added to this particular physical node. If we have any updates to that configuration file series now that affect node A, and the particular node agent is going to be notified, and the updates to the configuration files are going to be pushed down. The deployment manager is going to do this with every node that's going to be affected. So every node that is going to have updates applied to it based on this installation of this new application. The node agent is going to be identified, the node agent is going to be notified, the node agent is going to receive an updated series of configuration files. Those configurations will then be applied against the local variations and local versions that are stored at that particular physical level, and then the deployment manager and the node agent will now be in sync. So anytime we have changes such as a new application deployment and the ripple effect thereof, then these particular updates, these particular changes are going to be communicated to the node agent, and the node agent will basically perform those particular update processes locally. So this is the role that the deployment manager is going to play for us in the deployment of a new enterprise application.